going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. As you can see, I'm at 4,004 trophies. It feels a little weird, gotta be honest with you guys. This is, of course, the first season where the floor to the resets after the season is over has been increased from 3,000 to 4,000 trophies. So as you can see here, I'm kind of near my personal best, floating around exactly where I was a few days ago when the season ended. It's kind of strange. It actually leaves you in somewhat of a no man's land in terms of, just an absolute grind, because there's no climbing up that ladder again before it falls over at the end of the season. Now, time will obviously start to auto-correct that as people get more competitive. Naturally, the inflation will continue to rise and rise and rise, similar to what we've seen over the last 4 years in Clash of Clans. But today's episode is going to be focusing on the Hog Cycle deck, guys. It's been a while, and if you don't have Princess already, for those of you who might be asking, you really have a lot of options. The Archer and the Spear Goblin here, you can slide right in that spot with no issues at all. Obviously, you can also add an array of different cards, serving a little bit of a different utility, but also giving the deck a fresh, different type of options. You can add the Ice Spirits, you can certainly add Skeletons or Minions as well. So this is basically the deck, guys. The only real difference between this deck and the old school Hog Cycle deck is the Ice Spirit. The Ice Spirit replacing what used to be the skeleton in the deck. Obviously, Ice Spirit is an absolute phenomenal card defensively and even offensively. I like it a lot. Ice Spirit definitely, by far and away, one of the best values in the entire game. So it's funny, I haven't played a Hog Cycle deck like this. Basically, it's a trifecta without the Valkyrie, but I haven't played a deck like this in quite a long while, and I kind of went back to it because this is my roots, guys. This is actually where I started the game. This is where I had success in the YouTube tournament and this is what beat out the other YouTubers and allowed me to make the main stage in the Helsinki tournament. Now, all of you probably know I didn't do that well once I actually made it to the final 8, but hey, I got there using this deck, a Hog Cycle deck, only subbing in the Ice Spirit for the Skeletons, like I mentioned earlier. And you know what? In the current meta, for whatever reason, this deck is holding up very, very well. Now, I played it both on this account and my free-to-play account. So what I'm going to do in today's episode is show you a couple replays here. I'm going to kind of talk you through the next one after this. We'll do the play-by-play. This one I kind of want to outline the goals of the deck and kind of refresh our memory, because it's been a while, at least for me, maybe some of you guys too. So as I show you this replay or two, we'll go ahead and hop into a live match after that. And then what I want to do is something a little bit new, switching things up a little bit. And what I want to do is swap over to my free-to-play account after that, and then hop into a few live matches there as well, so you can kind of get a feel for how to use a Hog Cycle deck in Arena 7-ish. I think I'm in Arena 7 in my free-to-play account, level 8 regardless. So we'll go ahead and try a different variation of the deck. We'll take out the Ice Spirit, take out the Princess, and put in a couple of substitution cards. We'll talk about your options, and hopefully we'll have a lot of success at both levels, on my main and on my my mini. So let's go ahead and hop into this match here. Refreshing your guys' memory, I mean, there's not a ton to get to regarding the strategy, both offensively and defensively, regarding this deck, right? So your defensive weapon, your number one weapon, is your only structure. Obviously, your cannon. You can see I just used the cannon right in the middle of the map. Now, the cannon, oftentimes, you're going to be using it to distract giants. Given the current meta, giants are absolutely everywhere, so obviously any tanky unit, whether it's a giant or a P.E.K.K.A. or anything, really, even obviously a Hog Rider deck, the cannon is your number one weapon, so you really need to learn how to time the cannon properly. Make sure you're always there when the opponent plays that Hog Rider or that giant. Whenever you learn what the opponent's deck is and what they're trying to do, you have to be smart and adjust defensively with this deck. It's certainly not a one-size-fits-all formula. Oftentimes, you're going to be combining the cannon usage with the mini P.E.K.K.A. to take down those tanks or even the Hog Rider. So offensively, obviously, you have a lot of options as well. After the 1 minute mark, you can go ahead and start putting the Princess on the bridge. As you see, I'm doing that right now, just chipping away at that tower, because oftentimes when you're playing a Hog Cycle deck, when your opponent knows that you have the Hog Cycle and they have a structure, in this case it's the Inferno Tower, they're going to be ready. A good player's always going to be ready with that Inferno Tower every single time I play the Hog. Now, he misplaced the Inferno Tower, able to sneak in the mini P.E.K.K.A. and I pick up the W, but that's what it's all about. Basically, what you want to do is, if your opponent has a defensive structure, it can be very frustrating playing a Hog Rider or Hog Cycle deck of any sorts. So what you need to do is make sure you combo correctly every single time, and don't be discouraged when your opponent shuts down your pushes. It's gonna happen more often than not. All you need is for that Hog to get to that tower, or the mini P.E.K.K.A to get to that tower 1 or 2 times, and it should be very, very low, if not down already. So be consistent, guys, both offensively and defensively. You need to get into a rhythm. It's very, very similar to a trifecta deck. As I mentioned earlier, obviously the Valkyrie only piece, missing piece, so to speak, of the actual trifecta in this deck. So that's basically what you're trying to do. You have the mini P.E.K.K.A, you have the Musketeer. The Musketeer obviously incredibly high point damage. You need the Musketeer defensively, and smart placement on the Musketeer is absolutely crucial. Again, you can see on the screen right now, I was able to place the Musketeer right in the perfect spot so that she was able to take down Sparky and the Princess without suffering any damage to my left tower there, and then I was able to sneak in that Hog Rider. So the number 2 thing that's very, very important offensively when you're playing a Hog Cycle deck is keeping very, very close tabs on your opponent's elixir at all times. I mean, I can't overstate that enough, and obviously the more reps you get in with a deck like this, the better you'll be at kind of accurately timing your Hog deployment. There's really kind of a sixth sense almost in kind of gauging how much elixir your opponent has at all times, and then you can kind of pick and choose your spots for that Hog Rider much, much better there. You can see right now my opponent playing another Sparky. At this point, I know what my opponent has. He has a minor Sparky deck. Obviously, he has the Inferno Tower as well. So my goal is to really shut down this Sparky push, and then hopefully leave me with enough surviving troops to really mount a very strong, aggressive, offensive counter push. So here comes Sparky. We're going to go ahead and you can see drop the cannon there. Try to distract Sparky. I wasn't sure if Sparky was going to go ahead and end up targeting that cannon, so I zapped it. Obviously, once you use a zap against Sparky, you're afforded another 5 seconds before Sparky will fire again. So definitely take advantage of that time. You need to make sure you time the zap so it's available when they use Sparky. Now, a lot of smart Sparky players, like this guy, will have a lot of other lethal options that really require the zap spell in their deck. So, for example, this guy has a Sparky, obviously needs zap for that. He has the Minion Horde, needs zap for that, and he has the Goblin Barrel. So that's what he's trying to do with his deck. So we want to make sure we stop that. Always try to counter the Goblin Barrel with something, whether it be zap or Ice Spirit. We have a lot of options in this deck, even if you have to use your goblins on the tower, just to give those Goblin Barrels something to hit other than that tower. It's all a-okay with this deck defensively. So that's the good thing about this deck. It has a lot of defensive weapons, and this deck is surprisingly really, really effective defensively against those very heavy decks. I remember against the PPP decks with the P.E.K.K.A Prince and Dark Prince, these decks really held their own absolutely beautifully. You have enough small HP units that are fast moving and just do really well and shine against those really heavy decks that you wouldn't think you'd have a great chance against. And if you're having issues with more of a spammy decks like minor cycle decks, you can go ahead and add those Fire Spirits for the Princess, and I think you might actually be happy with that adjustment there. So let's go ahead and hop into a live match here, and hopefully we win, and then we'll hop into my free-to-play account and get a couple matches in over there as well. So I could go aggressive with this starting hand, going ahead and using the Hog Rider in one lane, and then I could swap lanes and go Mini P.E.K.K.A and Ice Spirit, and usually an opponent probably won't have a lot of weapons against a push like that, but I like playing a little bit more conservatively. We are pretty high in trophies too, so I'd like to win as well. Maybe inch a little bit closer to my personal best. So what we're going to try to do here is wait to see what they're doing defensively. You can see obviously they're playing a minor deck, and then we'll try to adjust to that. So just thinking very defensively minded in the beginning of the match so we can try to get a feel for what my opponent has in terms of cards. So, oh, check this out. This ought to be good, guys. He's playing a Sparky right now. We're going to go ahead and zap it there. That will go ahead and hopefully allow my Hog Rider to get 2 or 3 hits in. I was really hoping that the Musketeer there would take out that Sparky, but she retargeted to the Ice Wizard. Oh man, that worked out really, really poorly, but my Princess here will take down Sparky. So now we're just going to go ahead and put a Mini P.E.K.K.A on this oncoming giant here, but that push by me could have been so much more lucrative here. So I've actually lost track of how much elixir I think my opponent has right now, so I'm going to go ahead and just let this Mini P.E.K.K.A charge to his death, the poor unfortunate soul, and then we'll go ahead and put a Musketeer down and take care of these minions here. Don't want to leave minions unchecked against your tower. You guys already know that, but worth restating there. So here comes a little push here. I think he probably has a Barbarian. He does. We're going to go ahead and zap, get another hit or two on that tower. It's all okay with me because look at this Musketeer. Actually, he's going to take down these Barbarians, I think, here. Come on, Musketeer. She's going to take down the Barbarians and get a couple hits in herself. So that was actually a pretty lucrative push. I feel pretty good about that one. So let's go ahead and put a Princess down. Obviously, just going to keep expecting this Sparky to be reloaded. It's going to be Sparky push after Sparky push after Sparky push here. I'm going to go ahead and sneak a Hog Rider in the opposite lane, and I'll tell you why in just a second. First, let me go ahead and get a cannon on the board here quickly. That was bad. Bad cannon placement there. I don't know why I got a little bit too aggressive there on that cannon placement. There was no need to put it that close to that giant there. But I do want to talk about why I put that Hog Rider in the Goblins in the left lane. I mean, there's only 20 seconds left. Well, there's probably only about 45 seconds left at the time that I did it. There's really no reason to get a lot of damage done on that left tower when I'm really trying to focus on getting that right tower down. But when you expect a really big push coming in one lane, it's often a very good idea to make an aggressive, fast-moving push in the opposite lane, even if you don't necessarily want to take down the tower. I mean, obviously, you always want to take down the tower, but even if that's not your big priority at that point in the match, what it does is really disrupts the opponent's push in the lane that they're coming at you with all those heavy troops, and it causes them to have to play or expend some elixir defensively in the other lane, and that's what you want to have happen because there's no way defensively you can keep up with a really big push that started way back from behind the opponent's tower. So you can see basically just chipping away with the Hog Rider there, and we were able to pick up the win there again. So let me go ahead and switch accounts, and I'll be right back to you guys. Alright guys, we are back on my mini account here, dusting this bad boy off. It's been a little while, admittedly, since I played this account here, but I've made a couple adjustments. As you can see, I have Fire Spirits and I have the Elixir Collector. Now, if you don't want the Elixir Collector in a cycle deck, obviously it makes things run a lot faster, but obviously you have to be skilled at getting that Elixir Collector on the board, especially during the first 2 minutes. Obviously, it is valuable still during the last minute of a match, so you can go ahead and switch out the Elixir Collector for a skeleton if you want to make it super cheap. And if you have Ice Spirit, play Ice Spirit by all means in either the Fire Spirit spot or the Elixir Collector spot. Ice Spirit is definitely a very powerful card, especially in this deck. So I'm going to go ahead and cycle to my Elixir Collector here, and going up against the level 9, but that's pretty much what we expect at my free-to-play account. It seems like everybody is level 9 around here in, I think I'm in Arena 7. I didn't even look at my trophies. I think I'm in to around 2,200 cups or so, so we'll have to take a look after this match. But basically what we're trying to do here is, we're trying to stop this giant from absolutely destroying me here. He's going to get a few hits in. He actually get a lot of damage done, but I actually am okay with this. I probably should have played those goblins on that night, but the idea here is I'm going to go ahead and build another Elixir Collector, and this should set me up very nicely in terms of the next minute or so of the match. I should have a very significant elixir advantage, or at least the next 30 seconds of the match. So let's go ahead and try to get a real monster push going in the right lane. I'm gonna have to play the mini P.E.K.K.A here. I have no slow cards right now in my hand, so we're gonna have to do this a little bit unorthodox here and play the Musketeer up here and then sneak the Hog Rider in right now. And then here come the goblins, and let's see what he has to answer this. If he has a fireball, it would be very well played, but it looks like he does not. So I'm gonna get a few hits at least on this tower here and hopefully stop this little counter push from even happening at this point. So I'll take it, I guess, but I would have liked a lot more damage done to that right tower given my elixir advantage. So let's go ahead and get a mini P.E.K.K.A over here, try to sneak in the mini P.E.K.K.A and some goblins. I do have the zap spell, so if we can get this, nope, it looks like we're not going to get it. I was going to say, if we can get the mini P.E.K.K.A onto that tower, even for one hit, that will take down about half the tower's HP. So that did not happen, so we're going to go ahead and reload this Elixir Collector instead. I have no idea why I played the Elixir Collector over there. That was a bad play by yours truly. It's going to kind of pigeonhole where I can put this cannon. So at this point, we're going to play a little bit of defense in the right, and we're going to sneak in the Hog Rider into the left. Again, I expect another big push coming in the right lane. You can see that he's probably has his giant on tap. There it was. So that could have been so much worse. I mean, picture Barbarians in the right lane and on top of everything that he already has. So that could have been disaster. That's why we push in the opposite lane defensively to actually help us out in the right lane. So that's very, very important to grasp, especially as you progress further and further up the ladder in this game. Oh, by the way, guys, I did want to mention something that I think could be absolutely huge for all of you guys who participate in my daily Twitter tournaments. I can't make an official announcement yet, but I am very confident that I have finally found somebody who's crazy enough to sponsor yours truly on those Twitter tournaments. So if things do pan out, I could be hosting much more expensive and bigger tournaments on a daily basis with special events on top of that. So guys, I am really, really excited about this. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe next week this announcement will come. I expect maybe mid to late next week, and if so, this could be a game changer for me and for all of you guys who play in my tournament. So this match here, kind of getting away from me at this point. Only 24 seconds ticking off the clock right now. I really just want to focus defensively and take the draw at this point. I don't think I'm going to be able to mount a very strong push with only 10 seconds left, and I have to stop this giant coming at me. In the meanwhile, when a giant's coming at you, always try to pull him to the opposite tower using a cannon, obviously, and then using some defense on the opposite side as well. You can see, kind of got a hog to the tower at the very end there, but the seconds were ticking off the clock, and it's going to be a draw. So let's go ahead and get one more match in, guys, and then we'll call it an episode. So just to kind of wrap things up about the Twitter tournaments, for those of you who don't know, I host daily Twitter tournaments. I've probably mentioned it about 1,000 times now on the channel, but essentially you guys can join if you just follow me on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, just create an account. It's free. It's pretty easy. Just make sure you ask your parents' permission if you're a minor, and follow me at Clash_with_Ash, and every day at a certain time I post the tournament information. So as I'm talking to you guys, I totally botched this defense here. I'm going to go ahead and scramble, and actually things did not end up nearly as bad as they could have there. So let's try to get a push going in the left lane. So anyway, follow me, Clash_with_Ash, and every day for the month of September, it's 5 p.m. Eastern time. Every day for the whole entire month of September, I host these daily tournaments. Right now, it's $10 tournaments, 150-man tournaments with 60 cards to the winner. And like I said, hopefully sooner rather than later, we will have a big increase in those tournaments. So definitely stay tuned, and I hope to see you guys there. I absolutely love when you guys tweet me your results. I don't know why, but it actually it kind of livens up my workday. I'm not able to participate for the most part because I'm actually working during those times, but I really enjoy seeing your guys' tweets, thanking me or complaining or whining about how bad you did or how well you did. So either way, it's actually fun to engage with you guys on a daily basis throughout these Twitter tournaments. I'm actually really happy with the idea, and I'm happy how things are coming along. So back to this match here. You can see I'm still struggling defensively, but my opponent, I think I'm going to be able to crack what they're trying to do here, because basically they're trying to counter my hog pushes with a minion horde, and if I can just time these fire spirits correctly behind my hog rider, I should be able to get to that tower and take it down. I feel much better about this match than I did the last match. The last match, kind of a 20/20 hindsight here, guys, I probably should have focused on the opposite tower a little bit more often rather than just hammering away at the right tower. Sometimes you just got to switch things up. Definitely recommend that if you're going to try this variation, which is technically a 4.0. This is my 4th variation that I've played of a Hog Cycle deck. Obviously, it's a little bit different depending on if you have money to spend or if you don't. And let's go ahead. Oh, I thought I was going to get that tower down there, but Minion Horde did not die on the first shot there with the zap. So let's go ahead and put a cannon down over here. Oops. Let's put a Hog Rider, a Mini P.E.K.K.A, anything to distract these goblins. Do not want to lose this tower at this point. That was very, very sloppy. Let's get Fire Spirits. Now, this should be it. See? Fire Spirits onto the minions, down, tower, down. That's the combo we were looking for. It's a shame we didn't get it off sooner, but that's all that counts. Now, let's kind of build at this point. I'll put a cannon over here, elixir pump over there, and we should be good to go. Hog Rider right. Oh, that was very sloppy again. Jeez. I'm doing too much blabbing, not enough concentrating on the game. That could have been a tie right there if those goblins had had a few extra seconds to whack my tower there. But hey, a win is a win, guys. So before we end today's video, let's go ahead and move on to the CWA community corkboard.
Hey there, Ash. I thought I'd try out this new voice memo thing. Hey, could you please follow me on Twitter at cafrogsclan. Thanks a lot.
Alright guys, let's give this guy a follow on Twitter at cafrogsclan. Thank you. If you want to leave a shout out or a message or a question or a critique or a comment for me via video message, go ahead and email me the file at cwabasedesign@yahoo.com. Guys, thanks for staying all the way till the end. I really appreciate it. And as always, take care, guys.